When is National Grenache Day? Well, have you ever heard about the existence of this special occasion in the modern calendar? As a rule, being asked the most part of contemporary people is just setting it off, as all these men and women have never heard about the holiday existence in the calendar. In order to make the situation clear, today we are going to discover the matter in details. History. Talking about the matter what day Grenache Day is, we can't but mention the historical background of the event. Frankly speaking, we haven't managed to find out something special about the establishers of this special occasion as well as about the reasons to hold it on September 20th annually. In accordance with some specialists' points of view, initially it was nothing but a successful marketing decision that, in the course of time, turned out to become an amazing holiday, which is celebrated nowadays in many parts of the planet, where this sort of grape is planted. In Spain, this sort of wine is thought to be the second one in the list of the most popular red wines. By the way, the first place belongs to Tempranillo. Up to the present moment it is actively grown throughout the country, but it can especially met in the northern and in the eastern part of the country. This grape is considered to be the main ingredient in some the most prestigious Spanish wines, produced in the Priorat region. When in 19th century the phylloxera epidemic reached the Iberian Peninsula, it appeared surprising advantages to the variety, while native Spanish vines mowed in orderly rows, especially Rioja suffered, a viable Garnacha filled the gaps and helped keep the wine industry afloat. In the 1980 to 1990s, Grenache went out of fashion, but calmly survived a period of unpopularity and restored international recognition at the beginning of the new millennium. Many countries with developing markets of this drink, such as, for instance, China, Mexico and Israel, began to grow this universal sort. Meaning. What does Grenache Day mean? Well, we are sure that you are the only person who can give you the answer to this question. We mean, your personal reply depends on your individual attitude to this drink. We don't know you personally, so that is not a great surprise that we don't know this part of your life. All in all, there is a version that this sort of wine initially came from Sardinia. Some historians are sure that it was brought to Spain by Aragonese during the occupation of Sardinia by the Spaniards in the 14th century. The good adaptability of the vine and the flexibility of the variety in the production of wine allowed it to become one of the most common on the planet. Among the so-called monosorted wine assortment, Grenache gives a rich special bouquet with hints of berries, especially bright raspberries. For example, in France, the most extensive plantings of this sort of grape can be seen in the southern part of the Rhône Valley, to be more exact in Provence and Languedoc-Roussillon. On those territories it is often found together with such sorts as Shiraz and Mourvèdre, which are considered to be the classic blend of the South Rhône, mainly in the long list of Côtes du Rhône wines, and, of course, is thought to be the main representative of Châteauneuf du Pape wines. The flexibility of the sort offers winemakers ample opportunities for creativity and maneuvers. Rosé wines based on the Grenache varieties have obtained a significant place in the list of the typical visiting cards of the south of France. In appellation, Côte de Provence, Grenache is as common as Cinsault and Mourvèdre, and the best pink samples from it are represented by Tavel appellation wines. The amazing fact is that close to the Spanish border, it already known as a Garnacha forms the basis of Banyuls natural sweet wines. https://youtube.be/raw_w81qtho definition. Talking about the question, when is International Grenache Day, we can't but mention some peculiar features of the holiday, which may be interesting for our followers. For example, not everybody knows that Grenache, or as it may be sometimes called Garnacha, is thought to be a variety of a red wine grape, which is widely grown in Europe, mostly France and Spain, and in Australia, as well as on the southern territories of the USA. It is universal both in one of the numerous vineyards and in the wineries, state or private. As you can understand, this fact explains why this sort is considered to be one of the most popular grape varieties on the planet. All in all, Garnache has a powerful hardy vine. The plant is resistant to winds and droughts. These peculiar features allow it to be cultivated in hot and meager water regions, such as California and southern Australia. Due to the fact that it is often planted in warm and hot places, wine from it is often high alcohol, reaching 15% volume and even more. Traditions. When is Grenache Day? Calendar will surely remind you. As a rule, there are no troubles with this matter, as the holiday had the date of its celebration, which can be memorized quite easily. You can join every third Friday in September. This year it will happen on September 20th, however, it will be a bit different in 2020. That is why you have to be quite careful if you are going to join the people who do it. As you perhaps understand, there are no special rules and tradition devoted to this day. Well, but in our opinion it is not a problem, as you are always free to invent something special for yourself as well as for your close surroundings. Of course, the best idea would be to organize a huge tasting of this sort of wine. As it has been already mentioned about, there have been a lot of its sorts, that is why you can gather your relatives or friends, try as many sorts as you can find and to compare them all. International Grenache Day Facts. Investigating the matter, what is the date of Grenache Day, we found a great amount of various amazing pieces of information. Today we are going to share some of them with you. Actually, Grenache is a so-called technical grape variety of late ripening period. The sort belongs to the ecological and geographical group of West European grape assortment. The variety was bred supposedly in the north of Aragon. Bushes are very tall. Productivity in arid conditions is 20 ch. The sort is characterized by high drought tolerance, endurance, gives its best samples on dry stony soils in a warm windy climate. High-quality wines from Grenache are characterized by an unsaturated ruby color, light tannins, low acidity, high alcohol content and aroma intensity. It is mostly used to make rosé wines. In the distant Australia, Grenache is also used for the production of fortified wines in the style of port wine. However, its main role is to make up the classic Trinity Grenache Shiraz Mourvedre. The corresponding grape berries have a thin skin, ripening period is late. The content of acids and tannins may vary depending on climatic conditions and productivity, however, it is more likely in the zone average, below average. When cultivated on rocky and shale soils, for example, the Spanish Priorat or the French Châteauneuf du Pape, it is able to manufacture the so-called concentrated wines with a very high potential for aging. As a rule, it takes decades, not less.